So we're in Donegal Castle here, Martina. Can you tell me a bit about it?
Yes, this is the most impressive castle in Ireland. If we look to the other side of the castle, we can actually see the original fortress and stronghold that was done by the Red Hugh O'Donnell. He was known as the last prince of Tyrconnell of Donegal, which was Doonanall. And of course he covered an absolute huge county because he covered the whole of Donegal from here right up to the Inishowen Peninsula. There would have been the stories in terms of the Fight of the Earls that they would have all, of course, got involved in the shipping of wine down into Europe and obviously further afield. So there was a real cosmopolitan feel to this town, even way back in the 14th and 15th centuries.
Wow. And what about in recent times? What would you say Donegal relies on, economy-wise?
You know, there's no doubt about it that tourism is playing an absolutely huge part in the generation that is now for Donegal. Donegal is like really a miniature Ireland within its own kind of county.
Martina suggested I head out to the Slieve League Peninsula in southwest Donegal. Its unique mixture of spectacular coastal scenery and archaeology make it one of the most interesting walking areas in Europe. Geologically, Donegal is one of Ireland's most complex areas. Walking on Slieve League like I am today, your boots will scrape on stones that were once shed by a melting ice sheet 10,000 years ago. The movement of great sheets of ice across the landscape had a huge influence on how South Donegal looks today. It caused a scarring of U-shaped valleys like Glen Lesh and Glen Columkill, where I am now. I'm meeting Liam O'Quinnegawn, who has been running Irish language and cultural holidays in this valley for 25 years.
We're right in the centre of the valley of Glen Columkill, and this is one of the standing stones that's part of the Turris, or St Columkill station. The local people walk this on the 9th of June. So we have archaeological artefacts that span 5,000 years in the valley here, going back to the court cairns, the dolmens, and the standing stones of Turris Columkill on this pilgrimage. And this is one of the most iconic ones that we have.
It's beautiful. I love the design.
It's challenging to get jobs located in kind of remote rural areas along the west coast. The traditional industries like fishing and agriculture have declined. This has to be replaced by other forms of economic activity, and tourism is the one activity, the one product that nobody can take away from us. It can't move to India, it can't move to China. We've got it here naturally, and it goes back 5,000 years. So it is the Celtic culture and traditions are of interest to people in Eastern Europe, in the North America. So it's something that's worthwhile developing, and you know, we're doing that and doing our best to do it successfully. So we would have an average of 100 people every week doing several programmes.
100 people every week? Yeah. And would they be in small groups? Or?
No, well, you know, for example, we might have 20 people out doing hill walk, and we might have another 15 or 20 doing the archaeology and so on like that. But 50% of the people that come to Glen Columkill on their holidays come because of the kind of culture.
What brought you to Ireland? Why did you come here?
Ireland for me is a dream.
Really?
Yes, in Ireland is magic.
The huge mass of Slieve League dominates the landscape like a mighty fortress at Boongloss. I'm lucky to have a local guide with me today, Owen O'Curry.
Slieve League, its height is 1,972 feet above sea level. You see those huge rocks, the two of them. That is called Giant's Chair and Writing Desk.
Yeah, they're amazing.
According to legend, there was a huge big man lived here way back in the mythology, and he was big enough, sat on the chair and write on the desk.
Amazing, I see that. It's just... And tell me about the one man's pass.
You see those rugged peaks there, the narrow peaks. They'd be about a metre in width at the widest point. And we always like people if they would stay on the path, because we'd like to protect the mountain. It's a mountain it's a special area of conservation. This is common ground, it belongs to the farmers of the area, and they're really concerned about their mountain. They're very proud of their mountain.
And I can see what you mean when you said Ireland's hidden gem or even Europe's hidden gem.
Yeah, but we have travelled now today. You've only seen a fraction of it. To get the real benefit, you have to go by boat and go right around the entire edge of the cliffs by boat.
Ecotourism is all about staying in local communities and supporting local industries. It's also about getting back to nature, for example, doing water-based activities that don't damage the environment. So I followed Owen's advice and took a boat out to see the cliffs from a better angle. How are you, Paddy? Paddy's boat, the Nuala Star, spent many years in the Atlantic coast as a fishing vessel. Now Paddy is an example of a fisherman who supplements his income from tourism.
Star, Donegal Bay, good morning. Go ahead, please. Donegal Bay, we're just leaving Teelan here. We have 6 persons on board. And we're doing a 1.5 up to Slieve League.
It's great to go out with local lads who know the landscape and their area so well.
All the parts of the shoreline here and all the sea here all had names in Gaelic, and the local fishermen will still be able to tell you the name on every single rock all the way around to where we went today. There's a few examples, like we've got Cooladoon is over here, and where we passed the rock over there is called Torbaugh. To the right of that is Torcunnell. The place we went diving is called Torpulnanyummal. But that's just 4, and there's literally hundreds of names all the way around the coast and up on the mountain as well.
I'm all excited about swimming in the Atlantic. Even with the cold weather, it's too beautiful to resist. It feels really overwhelming. You know, you're in the water and you're in the middle of all this. What do you see? This has actually really made me want to learn to dive. I mean, I've always been interested in the idea, but I was a bit scared. Would you guys be able to teach me if I came back sometime?
Well, hopefully in the next few months, we might be setting up something to teach diving.
Really? You don't think?
Yeah, so hopefully by the time next summer comes.
This is ecotourism at its best, enjoying the landscape and the environment and being guided there by local people.
I believe strongly, as do my colleagues, that by bringing in visitors to the area that are interested in what we have, you know, the language, the music, the archaeology and the environment, and then we hope that that respect and passes on to the local people, you know, that as a community we see that we have a sustainable tourism project, a special kind of tourism project that can generate good economic activity, but at the same time that we don't kill the goose that lays the golden egg.
This trip to Donegal has taught me that if we want to maintain a viable tourism industry in Ireland, we just have to be our natural best selves and preserve and protect our unique environment and culture.